Chad, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the song Mad World, originally written by Tears for Fears, but we're going to be focused on the Gary Jules version from the movie Donnie Darko, a movie I originally watched just because it had Drew Barrymore in it. But the next thing I knew, there's a jet engine crashing into a house, a man in a rabbit suit named Frank, and the movie involved time travel and wormholes. And by the end of it, I was like, what the heck did I just watch? But it became one of my favorite movies. They also put out a part 2, but we won't talk about that. So let's get started with the lesson. The first thing you want to do is find your 2 black keys on any keyboard or piano and write C, D, and E underneath of it. And around that, you want to write your alphabet A through G. So A, B, there's your C, D, and E under the 2 black keys, F, G. And once you get that, just start over A, B, C, D, E. And the C, D, E down here should be under the 2 black keys also. And so on down here under the 2 black keys. And what I mean by that, you have 3 black keys and a set of 2 black keys. You should always have a C, D, and E underneath, and then all your notes would be correct. The intro of this song with the left hand starts with a F minor chord, but we're rocking it back and forth from the root note to the chord. And an F minor is a F, A flat, and a C. And when you rock it back and forth, I mean you go F, A flat, and C. F, A flat, and C. That's the whole vibe of the song. In the left hand, he's rocking the chords back and forth. So get that whole thing down in your left hand until you don't even have to think about it. He plays that twice, and then second chord of the intro in the left hand is a B flat, which starts on B flat here, D, and F. And it's the same deal. You hit the root note first, and then rock down to the D and F. And you want to play both of those chords twice and rock them back and forth through the whole intro. So here's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then when you play it with the melody, it sounds like this. So that's the left hand of the entire intro. It's just 2 chords, rocking back and forth 2 times each. And once you get that down, it's time to work on the right hand. And the notes for that are A flat, C, G, A flat, F, G, E flat, and D. And I'll put all the notes in the description with left hand and right hand. So let's go through that again. A flat, C, G, back to A flat, F, G, E flat, and D. And then you just speed it up a little bit. Now that's the first half of the riff. The second half is exactly the same except for the last 2 notes. This time you're going to play A flat, C, G, back to A flat, F, G, and here's where it changes. You go back to A flat and B flat. So here's the first half of the riff. in the second half of the riff. Only the last two notes change. So one more time. Now the hard part is mixing the two together. But just memorize one hand or the other by itself, and then you're ready to try to mix them together. Let's see if I can play it slow. And when you hit that D note, you got to get your thumb out of the way because the chord's going to use that same D note in the left hand. So watch at the end of this run. That thumb out of the way. And then do it again. And then just start off slow and work your way up to the correct speed. And that's the intro of the song. All right, now we're gonna work on the verses of this song. There's 4 chords in the left hand during the verses. And 2 of them should be familiar already because they were the same 2 we used in the intro. But here we go. The first chord is your F minor that you started with, the F, A flat, and C. And we're still rocking it back and forth twice. Now the next chord is a new chord, it's an A flat, which is A flat, C, and E flat. And like you're gonna rock those back and forth again with starting with the root note of A flat. And now you're gonna go down to an E flat, which is an E flat, a G, and a B flat, and rock those starting with the root note. And the last chord is your B flat that we used in the intro. B flat, D, and F. So here's the left hand in the verses. And now I'll try to play it slow with the melodies, but keep your eye on the left hand. Just ignore the melody for now. So let's do that one more time with just the chords in the left hand. Alright, now I need to learn the melody in the right hand. And then of course the fun part is trying to play the two at the same time. You gotta split your brain. But here we go, here's the melody. It goes F, F, A flat, F, F again. So far we got. So F, F, A flat, back to F, F. Now we're gonna go to C. And then 1 C after a pause, back to A flat. So far we got F, F, A flat, F, F, C, C, pause, C, A flat. Now you want to do B flat twice, pause, B flat again, and then a G. So far we got two B flats, rest, another B flat, and a G. And then we're going to do the B flats again. Rest. Now A flat, G, F. And that's the whole thing. So let's take it slow. It goes F, A flat, F, C, C, A flat. Now we're going to ride the B flat here. Pause, another B flat, G. Go back to your B flat. Pause, B flat, A flat, G, F. So now I'm going to play it without any kind of narration just to let you hear it. And once you either learn the left hand or right hand, that's when you want to start to bring the two together. So when I started learning this, putting the two parts together, usually I just stay on one chord until I can play the melody all the way through with one chord. And then I'll add the other three chords as I get better at it. So let's give that a try. We'll try it slow. That's how I learned it. Another way of practicing is just doing the first chord and stopping, and then doing the first and second chord and stopping, and work your way up to it. That might be easier too. So let's try that. And then that's where you stop. And you want to start memorizing what note you're hitting down in your right hand when you change the chord in the left hand. So I know when I go to the C, I'm going to change to the next chord. And then just keep practicing those two parts now. And then when you feel good enough to go to the next chord, and eventually you'll get all four chords and the melody in there. So just find a way to practice that works for you. There's a couple different ideas for you. And now the last part is just the chorus. And the good news is your left hand only goes back to two chords, and they're the same two chords you learned in the intro. And that sounds like this. And that's the chorus. And like I said, the left hand is the same F, A flat, and C. And your B flat, D, and F. And now the rhythm on your right hand goes F, A flat, C, D, B flat. So F, A flat, C, D, B flat. Now B flat, D, D, B flat, F. So it sounds like this. F, A flat, C, D, B flat, B flat, D, B flat, F. And you play that twice, and then you go back into the intro. And when you're all done, it'll sound like this. Back to the intro. I actually got to play this song at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. Not because they invited me, just because I saw a piano there and started playing it. But they politely asked me to stop playing it. But anyways, I hope this lesson helped you out. Go out and see the movie Donnie Darko. It's very weird and strange, but in a great way. The soundtrack is great. And we covered another song from that movie, Head Over Heels, by Tears for Fears, and I'll put the link in the description along with all the notes, right hand and left hand. And I'll also put a link for the music video of Mad World by Jules, and you can put it all together at home. I hope this helps you out, and until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.